was never good enough. Not at football, not in school, not at the jobs I worked. I felt like a consolation prize, like I was included because I had to be included. I was the option of last resort. Despite any evidence to the contrary, I couldn't defeat this feeling of being an outsider, a choice of desperation. I felt like the Hail Mary when all other options fail, the low percentage miracle people hope will work out, but never does. I felt like the physical manifestation of every passive-aggressive statement ever created. I was the one who was a bit off, touched in the head, a good kid, a real winner, the unique one. Too often I was the butt of the joke, about weight, about political beliefs, about my lifestyle, about my values. I didn't need to be flawless or perfect, just good enough. Good enough to matter, good enough to measure up, good enough not to be a disappointment, good enough not to be a joke, good enough to love myself. Not long ago, we buried my grandmother on my dad's side. I was impressed with the number of people who showed up to pay their respects and say goodbye. The funeral home was close to capacity. She even had an honor guard, compliments of the Vilas County Sheriff's Department. 6 deputies served as her pallbearers, and she had a full police escort to the cemetery. I was glad I attended. The stories that were shared were fascinating and brought a smile to my face. She received the send-off she deserved for a woman who lived her life to the fullest and was active in the community she loved. As wonderful a send-off that was, it also served as a painful reminder of how below average my life has been. I survived high school, fumbled my way through college, and fell ass backwards into fatherhood. I have no idea who I am or what I want from life. I'm 48 years old. My grandmother by this age was 2 years into a second career and the mother of 2 teenage sons. We are fighting a contradiction. We are told not to compare ourselves to our contemporaries, our peers. We are told not to measure our achievements to those around us or who came before us. We are told only to keep score with ourselves, to improve each day, each week, each month that passes. The world we live in, however, reinforces the fact that life keeps score. There is always someone better, smarter, or more talented. Too late we learn that life is a race. The dream is just an illusion. We have 2 choices, buy in or get left behind. The hypocrisy between what we are told versus the reality is overwhelming. Most people find a way to move on beyond that and function. But others, people like me, get stuck trying to reconcile the two and collapse, trapped in the disconnect. For me, there are so many traps. Running from my past, clinging to my past, fighting against the future, longing for a future that never comes, fighting to impress my peers, trying to prove my worth to people who will never find me worthy. It's so overwhelming that all movement, positive or negative, forward or back, stopped. Hours, days, weeks, months, even years passed with no meaningful change or relief. There was only pain in the feeling of being flawed, of being lost, of being broken. The belief in being a failure, the pain of feeling worthless was so pervasive, good enough wasn't even a blip on my radar. Everything felt like an exercise in futility. There was no value in anything I did, so I didn't do anything that meant anything to me on a personal or purposeful level. I worked because I needed money. I played video games and watched movies for distraction. I drank to numb the pain, and I hated my life. All the time. You can only endure so much, and then you break.